There was a time when electricity stirred emotion, when street lamps gave way to incandescent bulbs, and the flicker of a projector made us forget about old, grainy photos. Electricity was once a luxury. When done right, it still is. The all-electric Lexus RZ. Because the greatest measure of an automobile is how it makes you feel. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Quick, choose a meal deal with McValue. The $5 McChicken meal deal, the $5 McDouble meal deal, or the new $6 Daily Double meal deal. Each with its own small fries, drink, and 4-piece McNuggets. There's actually no rush. I'm just excited for McDonald's. For a limited time only, prices and participation may vary. Not valid for McDelivery.
The place where movement means more. At the Y, group fitness classes are included with every membership because fitness is better together. Join now. No contracts, no joining fees. Find your crew at ymcarichmond.org or stop by your local Y.
We don't have time to get into all the reasons you may need urgent care. Coughing, rashes, tummies, flu, and more. But at Bon Secours Urgent Care, we always have time to give you exceptional, convenient care. Bon Secours Urgent Care. Exceptional care made for you.
My goodness gracious. Good morning, good evening to some people who are watching from all over the world. This is a special edition of the Keith Goldsby Show. And this is absolutely insane. The United States and Israel started carrying out strikes on Iran last night. While you were sleeping, when the window of opportunity that I described to you guys came on. So this is one of the things I want to talk about first. Those who are on Instagram, I can't see your chats. I can see you guys scrolling here. Can't see your chats. But if you come onto my YouTube, I can see you guys there. I can chat with you. The link is in my bio. So you're free to watch on Instagram, of course. But just know I can't see your chats. Okay. So we're going to be looking at a few things today. The very first thing that I want everybody to watch is the announcement from Donald Trump that he posted about the operations in Iran. So let me bring this up here. So, after this thing, stupid ads. Okay, so again, the guys that are on Instagram, you can't see what we're watching on the Instagram feed. You can only see me. If you want the full experience, swing on over to YouTube. Link is in my bio. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring this up. Dubai 7 explosions. Oh my gosh. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Let's go, Keith. Yeah. What's going on in the United Arab Emirates? The United Arab Emirates military site was struck. So let's watch Donald Trump's announcement, and then we'll get to questions. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
Time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against America.
I've often talked about this, but the mortars and rockets that were being shot at my location were very likely Iranian. Iran funded a lot of these insurgent groups to cause havoc when the United States invaded Iraq.
American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has.
Just a quick update. I see a lot of people coming into Instagram. So just like I was telling others earlier, you won't be able to see my monitor on Instagram. You'll be able to see me. You're free to watch. But if you want the full experience to watch what we're watching, swing over to YouTube. Link is in my bio. Okay, let's finish this up.
Is armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission.
I can see that comment.
We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Sometimes those little blue pills.
Oh, that was funny. The very end right there, I got an ad for Blue Chew. That's great. But you're right, you did call this, including the window, predictable, and you have a semblance of global history. I appreciate that. God bless our country and our soldiers. I pray for everybody out there. I've talked about my experience in Iraq before, guys, and there are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, people that are in harm's way right now that are being shot at. Yeah, the Viagra. Oh gosh, that was a hell of an ad at the end, wasn't it? Proclamation of no new wars during his campaign. What do you know now? All right. So let me look at some of these other comments, okay? How long do you think the war is going to continue? Weeks to months. If there's an insurgency after, it could be years. I do agree that this could become a regional or global conflict. So I made a video yesterday, and I told you guys the Afghanistan-Pakistan war is a sign of the regional instability and the irritation between tension points, right? So that irritation, just by building up forces, indirectly caused a conflict to happen between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now we are having a live fire scenario between Iran, U.S., and and Israel. So what do we need to look for now? We need to look for tension points, all over the world: South Korea, North Korea, China, Taiwan. There's some tension in the Central American region. Anything that has a history of popping off, had to pay attention to it. You have to. Bahrain, U.S. fleet got hit pretty bad. So let me take you through the series of events that has happened so far and what I know. Now, this is all based on public information. I don't have any inside information. So at 0100 Eastern Time, approximately, the United States and Israel started carrying out joint strikes on the Islamic Republic. when these joint strikes were being initiated, Iran retaliated. There has been confirmed hits in the United Arab Emirates. There's been confirmed hits in Qatar. There's been confirmed hits in Bahrain. They're going for maintenance shops right now, it looks like. Remember what Iran said before this whole thing popped off. They said if they're attacked, even a limited attack, they're going to deplete their ballistic missiles by firing on Israel and the U.S. What they're going to do now is try to counter the U.S. strike. And once it becomes clear, because it's going to become clear here shortly, that there's no more hope, they're going to fire everything that they have. And I don't say that lightly. We could be looking at the casualties from the Afghanistan and Iraq war combined within a matter of hours. And I'm sorry to say that, guys. I'm sorry to say that, but the total amount of deaths that America suffered in the Afghanistan and the Iraq war, if you include 9/11, was a little bit less than 10,000 people. Of course, there was a lot more people injured, and Iraqis and Afghanis were killed, but I'm talking about American casualties, right? If you include 9/11, the total amount of deaths, just under 10K. I think we could be looking at over 10,000 deaths within a matter of hours to days on the American side, and that will be retaliated. And depending on how Iran's military responds, we could be looking at hundreds of thousands of casualties on the Iranian side. Let me give you guys an idea of the U.S. capability. Now, again, the guys that are on Instagram, you guys can't see my screen, and you guys can't see the chats that we're looking at with YouTube here, and I can't see your chats here. So you're free to watch, absolutely. But if you want to interact and chat, swing over to YouTube and chat with me there, and I'll be talking to you guys. Yeah, I'm worried about the troops. The homeland right now, the only danger to the U.S. homeland right now are sleeper cells. I would be very cautious if you plan on going to the mall in a populated area today. I'm just being honest, guys. I would be very cautious about large cities, going to populated areas, going to the mall. Very, very cautious. It's been a known fact for about 2 decades that there are sleeper cells from Iran that are embedded in the United States. And they're about to be activated, I think. Yeah, I think Rad Funk, you're right. I think China and North Korea could likely respond while the U.S. is stretched and attack. Now, here's the thing. If right now we're in a regional war with Iran, okay? If China attacks Taiwan and North Korea attacks South Korea, Russia's already at war with Ukraine. We are in, if that happens, we would be in a conventional world war. It would quite literally be World War III. And it's very possible. China and North Korea want to take over their individual areas. And the U.S. is stretched. Yeah. So if China hits Taiwan, and North Korea attacks South Korea, that is a world war, folks. And it's very possible to happen. The U.S. hasn't been this distracted since 2003. North Korea is looking at this whole situation right now and saying, when are we going to get this opportunity again? China is looking at this situation and saying, when are we going to get this opportunity again? Does India, yeah, what about India? Does India go after Pakistan? Pakistan is being hit by Afghanistan right now. If India wanted to do something about that, that could happen too. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw Iranian children. I wonder if they put a missile battery or a launcher in the school. Iran and especially militants have been known to do that. They'll put weapons in storage in hospitals and schools. So, yeah, it's something that they have done for a long time. I don't think China is going to go after Guam first. Guam would be a direct attack on America. If they attack Taiwan, then America needs to make a choice, and one of those choices is that Taiwan is not America. But if China attacks Guam, that's a direct attack on American territory. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so there are a few attacks that I want to show you guys. I've been seeing these come in through my feed all day. Okay. Yep. Right here. That's not the exact moment. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So again, if you guys want to watch what I'm watching here on my screen, swing over to YouTube. You'll be able to get the full experience. Sorry about that, guys, on Instagram, but Instagram doesn't let me go live to be able to show my PC. So, okay. So, trigger warning. This is a missile strike on Bahrain. You're going to see an explosion. Likely people have been killed in this explosion. This is your trigger warning. Okay? Last chance.
Oh, look, they got the NASA building.
Oh, we're the ones that...
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay, alright.
So that was an Iranian, let's see. Somebody sent a message here. I want to make sure I get it here. Do you suggest staying on Al Jazeera for updates? So I would say to everybody, don't stick to a single news source. Look at Al Jazeera, look at the Jerusalem Post, look at CNN, look at Fox News, look at the Washington Post, look at the New York Post. Look at everything, okay? I would recommend Ground News as a great resource. If you use the link in my bio, or you can actually use, if you just write this down, ground.news/Goldsby. Again, that's ground.news/Goldsby. You can download Ground News and get 40% off of their Vantage plan. That's a great resource because it shows you bias and factuality and ownership and stuff like that. So they're a great resource. But, you know, Ground News uses multiple sources as well. So on top of Ground News, look at everything else. That's what I say. Old video. Oh. That's from the 12-Day War? Are you sure? I thought that was Iran 1 hour ago, 51 minutes ago. Huh. Alright, so let me find another one here. Okay. So again, trigger warning. We're going to be looking at more smoke, more things being rise. So let's see.
Missile threat warning. Closet shelter immediately. Shelter in place.
This is in Bahrain.
Warning. Closet shelter immediately. Shelter in place. Missile threat warning. Closet shelter immediately.
So that's Bahrain right there. Let's see here. Jordan. That's just alarms and stuff. But yeah, quite a bit of stuff that's going on. We're going to be looking at more stuff as they come out. What is likely going to happen is that the United States is going to start releasing attack footage. And it's going to be for morale boosts for the troops. It's going to be showing the American people what's going on. They've done this with every attack. They show what's going on. Yeah, sure. I can drop the volume a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, probably watch 80. Let's go over the series of events that led to me calling, Iran being attacked. So, after Venezuela was hit and Maduro was captured, attention was turned to Greenland, if you remember. But while Trump was raising the heat on Greenland, the Iranian protests kicked off. If it wasn't for Iran, Greenland would have already been militarily attacked by now. But Iran distracted Donald Trump. Same thing with Cuba. Cuba would have already been taken if it wasn't for Iran. So we started moving assets in the beginning of January, and I said a massive attack is coming to Iran. And so for a couple of weeks, I started telling you guys, this is the window of opportunity. When the stock market closes on Friday, that's your window of opportunity. Because if you attack during the week, the stock market instantly drops, especially oil, right? But if you attack during the weekend when the stock market is closed, the stock market will never go down. In fact, if this attack is deemed successful, oil revenues and stock market prices are probably going to go through the roof on Monday, depending on how this initial attack succeeds. If the attack is totally defeated, then, Monday is going to be a bloodbath on the stock market. But I don't think that's going to happen. I appreciate that, guys. Nailed it on the stock market. Yeah, so in early January, I started saying, Iran's going to attack. These are your windows. The decision was made to attack Iran 4 weeks ago. You remember, I started telling you guys that the United States was going to attack Iran around 6 weeks ago. Right? So I was a couple of weeks off from when they were ready to take an attack. I was only a couple of weeks off, and I only had public information, guys. Only public information. I don't have any top secret information. I looked at the situation, I looked at history, I looked at context, and I was only off by a few weeks, guys. That's insane. It really is insane. So this is what the next thing that I wanted to show. All right. Okay, retaliatory strikes. This is from DW News. Okay. So again, you guys on Instagram can't see the entire experience that we have here on YouTube. So if you want to watch what we're watching, if you want to talk, you want to chat, swing over to YouTube because I can't really see you guys. Okay. So here we go.
Know so far. The US and Israel have launched a series of coordinated strikes on Iran, which the Pentagon is calling Operation Epic Fury. President Donald Trump says major combat operations aim to annihilate Iran's naval sites and has vowed the regime will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it has retaliated by launching drones and missiles against Israel and US bases in the region. Blasts have been heard in the United Arab Emirates, in Jordan, in Bahrain, and in Kuwait. Now, as we've heard, blasts have been reported in countries across the Gulf as Iran launches retaliatory strikes. Saudi Arabia says Iran carried out attacks on the United Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, Jordan, and Kuwait. There have been reports of explosions and sirens across the region as missile defenses spring into action. Iran always threatened to target US bases in the region if Washington launched an attack on its territory. And we can now speak to journalist Anyana Sankar, who is
So as you can see, multiple nations have been struck by Iran as well. So this may indeed become a coalition. Volume is too high on YouTube. That's crazy because I turned it down. Maybe I have to adjust the settings after I get off of the show. I'll take a look at that. So is this going to now create a Middle Eastern coalition? You guys remember Syria just defeated their enemies in the civil war that they had. I said when that was happening, I think the United States supplied Syria with U.S. weapons. And I think Syria is going to become a huge ally of the U.S. and Israel. You saw Qatar and Saudi Arabia starting to really cozy up to the United States. Saudi Arabia was actually close to signing the Abraham Accords. The mic volume is too low. I've been told that I've been told that I'm a soft-spoken person, so I'll look at my settings and have it ready for the next show. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be looking at... oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Cord. I appreciate that. So what we're going to be looking at, unfortunately, is casualties from both sides. Again, I want to stress that it has been known for years that Iran has sleeper cells in the United States. So please be careful if you live in America. Please be careful if you live in the Middle East. And if you live in Iran, I don't say this very much, guys, but if you live in Iran, listen to Donald Trump. If you are indoors, stay indoors. Make sure that you don't go outside. if you are in the IRGC or if you're part of the police forces and you see American forces, lay down your arms, because the United States has overwhelming force and overwhelming technology. I've been telling you guys for quite some time the capabilities of the United States. For example, in 2017, the F-35 strike fighter was going through some war games. The U.S. Air Force set 20 F-15 strike Eagles against a single F-35. The F-35 shot every single one of them down. That's the F-35. The F-22 is even more capable than the F-35. Now, Iran has some formidable firepower as well. They have hypersonic missiles that have fire-to-hit ratios of seconds with some of our ships in the Persian Gulf. I think I saw something that said 13 seconds. So the U.S. is going to be able to shoot a lot of these down, but they're not going to be able to shoot all of them down, which is why you're seeing some of these missiles getting through. So, what's going to happen next? We are going to hear a lot of stuff today. We're going to see a lot of stuff on the news. We're going to hear painful casualties. And you see me just pausing every once in a while because this was me one day, 20 years old, 21 years old, getting shot at. And you're trying to just follow your orders and live your life, but these servicemen and women on both sides are going to be affected for the rest of their life from this. So I just wish there would be no wars. I've been calling this, and I've been telling you guys that this has been going to happen, but it doesn't mean that I wanted it to happen, right? Yes, I do think Arda, I think Iran is going to go all out. I think they're going to deplete their ballistic missile program. I served in Iraq. I was stationed at Langley, Virginia, and went to Iraq. While I was there, I was under fire for 6 months from rockets and mortars. I was a communications guy, so I didn't think working on computers would actually get me shot at, but it did. So, the last thing that I want to kind of close on, guys. If you know a veteran, especially a veteran of war, today is going to be incredibly difficult for these people. I appreciate that, Liz. So, I already feel it already. It's painful to see a conflict like this. So make sure that you check in on your family members that are veterans. Make sure you just say hi, say that you love them. Do you honestly think this goes nuclear? I think it's very possible the United States could use a tactical nuclear weapon to force the regime to surrender if it becomes a struggle. So 5 to 15 kilotons. Smaller than the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. Honestly. Because the explanation of why we dropped the bomb on Japan was because we didn't want to lose tens of thousands of American servicemen with an invasion. If things start becoming difficult with Iran, you could see a tactical nuclear weapon being used. It's historically accurate, right? So, with that being said, I'm going to be out and about and doing things today. I'm going to get some more videos out today. Any chances of the attacks reaching the U.S. mainland? No ballistic missiles that Iran has can reach the U.S. mainland. But we were talking just a little bit ago about sleeper cells. So avoid public areas. Avoid going to the mall today. Especially in large cities. Vito Call asked, do you think there's going to be an interest in prolonging the war, or do you think it will be brought to an end as soon as possible? I think the Iranian people want to overthrow the Ayatollah. So I think as soon as the people and weapons are destroyed, I think it legitimizes their next government if the Iranian people take their country back. Do you think it'll stay over there? No. I think we are highly likely to see more irritation in geopolitical situations all over the world. It's already started with Pakistan and Afghanistan before the attacks even started. So no, I don't think it's going to stay in one region. I do think we are in a pre-World War. Sorry to say it, guys, but that's what I think. It's sad to think. My boys will be 18 in about 10 years, so, you know, this stuff scares me, you know. Yes, major tension points. Let me explain this in closing for everybody here. So, there were studies done during World War II that even showed that people that were remote and did not have any access or communication to the outside world had conflicts going on between their tribes during World War II. It's a phenomenon that that has been recognized throughout history, that whenever a major event happens, it creates irritation on tension points all over the world. What are tension points? Think of the 38th parallel, North Korea, South Korea. They're both pointing their guns at each other. That's a tension point. Think of China, Taiwan. China has explicitly said that they're going to take Taiwan. That's a tension point. Think of Pakistan and Afghanistan before they started actually shooting at each other. That was a tension point. India and Pakistan have some beef. There's some Central American countries that have some beef. You have to look at the entire stage, and just any of these things can pop off. And that's how wars become regional and global. Yep. It's terrifying and chilling, I agree. This has been something that has been repeated in history over and over and over and over again. And you can see what's going on now. Ukraine and Russia is at war. Pakistan and Afghanistan is at war. Now Iran and Israel and the U.S. are at war. Many of the Gulf states that have been struck today may decide to join this coalition to start attacking Iran to get them out of the Middle East, because they just got hit. So if North Korea and South Korea go to war, and China and Taiwan go to war, and other tension points fire off, think about all the battles that are going on. Ukraine, Russia, U.S., Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan. If China goes to war and North Korea goes to war, we're in a world war, guys. It doesn't have to go nuclear, right? It could be a conventional world war because mutually assured destruction still applies. So the escalation ladder would probably stop, but it could go nuclear as well. Yeah, that's crazy. Also, pandemics, right? It's crazy. I appreciate that. Thank you for your comment. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I got some plans today, so I'm going to keep you guys updated. Subscribe on Instagram. I give you guys all of my sources on my subscription. So how I come to these conclusions, I tell you guys, basically what I'm thinking in real time. I have a general chat on Instagram as well. I have a bunch of people that talk to me every day, and they pick my brain about what's going on, about other events that I may not be able to talk about. So again, great resource if you want to subscribe on Instagram. And Ground News. Link is in my bio. Make sure you check them out. So, what's up? Alvis, please answer. Keith, is the United Arab Emirates safe? The United Arab Emirates has been hit. A naval base maintenance location has been hit. A U.S. asset. So the country itself is likely safe, but it has already been hit. Yeah, Blazin says helicopters are flying over his home for 3 days now. Yeah, that was a lot of prepping, a lot of moving material, logistics, etc. Love the videos on Instagram, Sarge. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, if there's anything that pops off, a major battle that's named or anything like that, I'll be talking about it. So keep an eye out on my Instagram. Keep an eye out on my YouTube. I'll probably be going live a lot this weekend. So until next time, guys. I love you. See ya.
Thank you.